Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sprint 287 review. This is a normal 2-week sprint. Let's get started. I'll start with the overview, Gilbert on the UI, Adam on providers, and Joe on the platform. I figured out what happened last week with the statistics. That was when GitHub's pull request index went down, so I went back and fixed the previous slide. This sprint, we had 65 PRs merged, and of those, pretty even split between bugs and enhancements and technical debt. And over to Gilbert on the UI.
Thanks, Jason. So for the UI, we had some bug fixes. Jason fixed the SAS warnings. Oswald fixed the public path for file loader. Jason also reworked how we do menu hiding. For enhancements, Elsa did a replication tab fix to handle the update and delete of saved subscriptions. And also we dropped the source map generation in production. For dependency updates, we had a lot of dependency updates. Some of the important ones, also dropped the Carbon Themes package and also pinned the tar and UUID packages. Jason also replaced elliptic package with @noble curves. Next slide. And then some other PRs, Joe fixed the N+1 queries in the dashboard widget loading. I deleted unused directives that were tech dead in our code. Joe moved the Cypress guide to from Joe moved the Cypress guide to the guides repo. The ignore SAS warnings from dependencies PR was also completed. Jason removed the ESLint disable for no unused vars. Joe optimized the Cypress DB state. Jason also dropped the unused method sanitize output. And also we had a cleanup useless regular expression character escape. Next slide. For UI service, we only had one PR and we dropped the line numbers from the locale template. Next slide. For UI components, we had some bug fixes. I fixed the drop-down default values. Jason also fixed the sporadic aggregate error in CI by disabling browser sync during tests. And then we again had the drop line numbers from locale template. Next slide. So going back to the enhancement that Elsa did, the replication tab fix, these are some before and after images. So the confirmation box is now converted to React, and also we added some red coloring to make it clear to user which subscription is actually being deleted. Next slide. And then for the UI components bug fix, the drop-down default value, this is a picture from the PR showing an example of the bug fix. Basically, before the default values weren't loading at all. Now, when you select the default value, it correctly loads on the form. And that's it for the UI. Next is Adam.
Thanks, Gilbert. This sprint, we updated the AWS database types and instance types to keep up with the changes that Amazon are making. For Proxmox, this was a big one. We added provisioning support from a template to a VM. So thank you to the community for contributing that. That was a good chunk of work there. And finally, for VMware, we are switching to using VCR for metrics capture tests. This is part of the effort to replace the older hand soap-based VMware Web Services gem with RB VMOMI. So we are improving and extending test coverage for the existing metrics capture to make sure that we maintain compatibility with the behavior of the existing system. And that's it for providers. Over to Joe.
Thanks, Adam. For platform enhancements this sprint, Brandon added tools and logic to build and push containers to Quay in the container build tools. Jason improved the permission store in core, primarily adding a helper method and a sample file. Brandon also made many changes for EL10. One of them was for boot C appliances to prefer the etc directory, since lib is not writable, and that was in core. He also updated the appliance console for EL10. He created the initial boot C image and upgraded to UBI 10 in ManageIQ pods. And he also upgraded the EL10 and moved the updating of the RPM repo for a reusable task in the RPM build repo. Next, Jason removed the VE&V Ansible collection lock files in RPM build. He also added an allow list support to string constantize and safe constantize in more core extension. Next slide. For bugs and maintenance this sprint, Jason removed the React UI components pot file in core. Adam bumped the smart state version to 0.13 in core. And that was primarily to remove the rev over SSA support since we were missing an EL10 package. In core, Brandon updated the appliance console version to the prior one that was released, again, for EL10 changes. Jason bumped the more core extensions in gems pending to pull in the change from the enhancement previously mentioned. Brandon fixed a PyLXCA build failure due to a missing source file in the RPM build, and Jason removed concurrency from the shared workflow in RPM build. Next slide, and back to Jason.
All right. And that's all for our Sprint 287 review. The next Sprint review, 288, will be on May 27th at the usual place and time. And I'd like to thank all of our presenters today and all our contributors in the community. Thanks, everyone.